Hello folks, it's JDporkchop and welcome to a new series. This is Prison Architects. As some of you may or may not know, I ran a very short series, it was only 5 episodes, of a game called Software Inc. It's very much in indie development. I think it's alpha, it's nowhere near finished, and it was just something interesting that I'd spotted on Steam. It was on, what's it called, Greenlight. And just wanted to share it with you. And I ended that series with going bankrupt and messing the whole thing up, and kind of ummed and ahed about whether I should do another series and try and get it a little bit further, because it hadn't really gone very far. And I decided no, that I would do something different, and this is what I've chosen. Mostly because I've just done the Steam sale picks, top picks, and this was in it. And I realised I haven't played this in quite some time, and it has gone through a couple more updates since the last time I played. So we are going to have a shot, and I'm going to try and relearn it all because it has been some time. So we're going to go create new prison. Male prisoner. See, I don't think that was there last time I played it for a start. Wardens. Choose your warden. They all give like different bonuses, I'm guessing. So that one doesn't give you a bonus. That one halves the likelihood of receiving prisoners who are violent, lethal, volatile, deadly, or fighters. So that's a very good trait. Although it would lead to quite a boring prison, I would guess. Halves likelihood of prisoners being statical or fearless. Prisoners are suppressed twice as quickly. That's very good. That's like if riots break out and stuff. Guard dogs have a 50% uncovering any tunnels. And I do like J.W. Periwinkle. Oh, I think that might be the guy. He was a sapper in the war. He never says which war specifically, but he certainly knows everything about digging tunnels. I think that's the guy. But let's look at the others. Reduces the overall temperature of your prison, making your inmates less likely to cause trouble. And gets a small cut of the resale value of each piece of contraband found. So that's if you want to make money. Yeah. I've never really had an issue with making money in Prison Architect, so I'm going to stick with my original choice of J.W. Periwinkle, who gives us a 50% bonus to uncovering tunnels. So yes, fog of war we want. Generate forests I don't want, because it just means I've got to cut them down. Generate lakes, generate buildings. Failure conditions, I want those turned on, because you know, well, having no failure condition kind of makes it pointless. Gangs I want turned on because they are great. I haven't really had a massive chance to really get into them yet, but I definitely want that. Weather and temperature, I haven't really done anything with because that's the newest update, so I'm going to stick it on just so we can learn about it. We definitely don't want unlimited funds. Events, I'm kinda I'm also going to up that to large just before I forget. Events, I'm kind of umming and ahhing about. Events is basically you'll get random events generated in your prison. It could be a fire starts, it could be an assassination attempt, it could be all sorts of things. I think like one of them is you get the overflow from another prison, and 20 prisoners just get dumped on your doorstep. So it can, I suppose it'll make things interesting. So I guess we'll turn it on. So yeah. So let's just check everything's as it should be. Yeah, okay. So let's start with that. Ta-da! So if you don't know what this game is, then I'm quite surprised, because this has been kind of one of the big success stories of how to release a alpha. It is now in 1.6, I think. It probably says down at the bottom here. Updates, it's 1.7. So yeah, it's gone through quite a lot of iteration. When I first started playing this game, it was so buggy that it was pretty much unplayable. But that was back in its like early alpha. And since then, it has come on. I mean, I've had it like 3 years. I've got a character in this game somewhere named after me and everything. So you build and maintain a prison. This is your area for building. Obviously, I'm just going to pause the game while I talk rubbish at you for a minute. And you can extend this map by buying new land around it, but that's quite a ways away. And yeah, so you're building your prison and maintaining it, just like Theme Park Hospital or any kind of tycoon simulator kind of like game. So we're going to have 8 prisoners arrive in 24 hours, so we have to really get started. And one of the first things you should do when you get into this game is go into your reports down here, which gives you how many prisoners you have, what intake. I could turn the intake off, and then what I am going to do is I'm going to turn the 2 minimum security guys off, because I don't really want the minimum sec, because they take up space for less money. I'll talk more about this later, but for now I want to go straight to grants. And this is very much a helping hand, but if you've never really played this game before, you're not quite sure what you're supposed to be doing, going into grants basically gives you a very loose tutorial of what you should be building next. So we're going to start with basic detention center, because that's what we want to get done. We want to start off as just a small little detention center, and this will grow into a mega prison of hundreds and hundreds of inmates. But so to get this, to unlock this this money and to complete this task, we need to build a holding cell, build a shower, build a yard, build a kitchen, a canteen, hire 2 guards and 2 cooks. So that should be quite simple. I think we'll just get digging into that straight away, really, and we'll sort of talk about the game as we go along. So down here you have your foundations, which I'm going to turn auto lights off because that really bugs me. It just automatically places lights when buildings are complete, but I'm really OCD about some stuff in this game. That's all your walls and floors and stuff. You have rooms. You can basically select areas and turn them into whatever kind of room you want. Objects is stuff. Hiring staff. Utilities is power and water. And water boiler. That'll be the new stuff that I have no idea what it does. We'll have to have a look at that soon. This stuff you unlock with you have to basically hire like a warden, and he'll research new stuff for you. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to build first room we want is a reception. This is where they'll be taken, and it's where they're searched and processed. So although it's not on the basic detention list, I want it for the searching aspect. You're always trying to stop contraband, drugs, weapons, getting into your church. I was reading chapel there into your prison. The first thing we're going to do is build that. Then I build it. Let me think. Yeah, we'll do it here. And I want to do a 10 by 12. Okay. We'll need to put a front door in, like so. And let's hit play. And then what we're also going to do is build a perimeter fence. It doesn't need to be huge right now, because we're only going to have a small prison. But let's just get it built. And this is to stop, first of all, stop people escaping, but also I want to stop people from the outside can walk up to your prison and chuck stuff over the fence, which becomes a problem if they're throwing stuff like weapons and drugs again. This whole game is basically just trying to stop your prisoners from either getting drunk, high, or stabbed. And so you constantly have to think about, and also stopping them escaping. So you constantly try to think about ways of stopping stuff getting in and people getting out. And this is one of the ways you do that. So this is going to be the reception area where we're going to search them as they come in. And one of the things we should definitely do for our reception area is get some metal detectors. But these take a lot of electricity, so we're going to need to set up our power area first. So we're going to just do it on the outside. Or should we do it? Yeah, let's do it here. So we'll build that there. We also need a water pump. So we'll build the water pump here. Move that over one. There we go. And then we will put, to stop the prisoners fiddling with it, a fence around it. There we go. And put a jail door. There we go. To get the power unit to work, we're going to need to put some capacitors on it. So let's build some capacitors there. That'll do. And they connect to the power center, and for each capacitor you get more power. So now that our room is built, we can put our 2 metal detectors down. Now they are expensive, but they are worth it. For the simple reason that they, each and every prisoner that comes in here is going to be now checked as he comes in. But not only that, but all these things that have to come in, like food for the kitchen, new clothes, all sorts of stuff that has to come through, will have to go through these metal detectors, because people will try and smuggle stuff in from the outside. So once they come in, let's have a look. They're going to go out this door, and then I think what we'll do is we'll build a long hallway, and then we'll have all the other rooms sort of coming off the main hallway. So we sort of build that to, I don't know, build it to there. That'll do. And then we can build, if I build that there, it's going to break that wall, isn't it? Oh well, I can just rebuild it. Right, so we'll build our, here, we'll build our, what do you call it? Holding cell. And then I'll rebuild that wall there when it's finished building. And then they're still busy doing that. Alright, I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. We've still got plenty of time, 21 hours. So they're going to finish off the perimeter fence, which is good. That'll keep people in and out. Alright guys, I think what I'll do is I'll just, while they're building this fence, which is really boring, I will cut away and I'll come back in a second. Okay, so they've finished building the rooms, the perimeter fence is all done, and next thing's next, all these lights are flashing because they're not connected up to the electrical grid, which has now been placed, and we have tons of power. So we go back into utilities and we'll lay some electrical cable. I need to connect the things with like a little bit of cable underneath, like that, need to be directly connected, but lights will just send out like a little wire and connect to the cable. We're going to run it right down the hallway so we can connect it to the new rooms as we build them. So let's go in here. This is going to be our holding cell. So if we go into objects and we'll get some beds made. Now we've got no, it's only 6 prisoners. So as long as we get plenty of, that's what, 2 in each one? So that's 12 prisoners this room can hold, and I can probably build a few more over this side as well, in all honesty. I still need to put a toilet in and a bench, but we'll put the bench in the middle. So let's have a little look here. We'll put some walls up here and here, and then some doors here and here, and we need to get some toilets. There we go. And then we actually need to allocate the room as being the holding cell. So, ta-da! And once they've put all that stuff in, we will have our holding cell. Also going to put down the bench. So, how are we going to do that? Just put sort of 2 of them back to back? Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. And we need to put some lighting in as well, don't we? So 1 there, And one on the other side. And that is our holding cell finished. We just need to wait for them to put all the furniture in. So, holding cell done. Next, a shower room. So we'll build the shower room right next door. Let's have a look here. We will build it like so. And now, let me think. How big do I want it? Should we go with 7? Yeah, that'll do. Actually, I want it 8, so I'm gonna. I've just wasted a load of money doing that. This is when my OCD is going to like click into overdrive. Yeah, that'll do. So we need a door. And let me think. No, we want just a little door. Yeah, we'll just put a little door in. There we go. So this is going to be our shower room. And then down to the south here, we will build our... what's it called? Why is that doing that? Ah. Okay, so we need to build that somewhere else. So if we build it here, will that be okay? That should be okay. Then all these lights should turn on. Right, some cabling into there for the... We don't need that quite that far. And then we're going to wait for them to finish building that. And then we can get moving on to the next one. Right, so two of the other things is we need some guards. So let's get a couple of guards. I'm actually going to do 4 instead of 2 because I know I'm going to need more. Let me allocate this room as a reception. That's probably going to need a few things, yeah. So this needs a few items in it to complete it. We need a table. Put a couple of tables at the back. I need a couple of chairs. And we need a desk. So we'll put another chair down here with a desk. There we go. Perfect. So this is where they'll be searched and given their uniform and all that sort of stuff before being put into their cells. Like, why is that room not generating? It's got a door. It's oh, there we go. It's just being iffy. That's a bit weird as well. No idea why it's doing that. Okie dokie, so we will go into objects and shower heads. And then we'll do one there and there. And then I think also what we'll do is in the middle we can stick one there and I think one there is one there. Okay, actually we'll move it down one there, and then we can put a couple more shower heads in. Perfect. Put one there and there as well. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So, last thing, we just need to put some lights in here, and we need to put some, what's it called? Drains. Otherwise the water will spill out into the hallway and go everywhere. So we'll put some drains here, put one there, and that'll do. That's perfect. Cool. Let's have a look. We are doing very well, I'm quite happy with this. Right, next things next is building the kitchen and canteen. So we're going to build that, I think, down to the south here. I'm going to actually remove this wall because I don't need it there. So we're going to just quickly wait until that gets removed. I'm going to fast forward a bit just till they shift that wall. And then I can set down my next building. Right, so we're going to do it here and we're going to do it probably to the end of the hallway. Now, the reason I'm building this so big is because this prison is going to grow. It's going to grow pretty quickly. That guy can't get out anywhere. Right, we need to build a... Let me think. We need to build a wall, a door in the perimeter fence. So if we build it there, we'll close it up afterwards because obviously that's now a weak point. But now these guys can get in to do the building. What was I saying? Yeah, the reason I'm building it so big is obviously this prison is going to grow quite quickly. We're going to go from just these 6 guys in 12 hours time. Put it back to normal speed. I'll tell you what else I need to do is delegate that. Mark that as being a shower room. We'll also need to build a yard at some point. I'll probably just build it here. Yeah, I'll do that now. Let's have a look. So we just build kind of a little fence. This is just a temporary setup for now. Obviously, as this grows, we're going to be adding and moving things around. And this is just the first episode. It's kind of boring at the moment because we haven't got any prisoners. When they all start trying to shiv each other, that's when it gets interesting. Right, what am I doing? I need to go into rooms and set this as a yard. So there we go. And then go into objects and we'll put down a couple of phone booths. And we'll put down a couple of weight benches up the top here. And that'll do. Maybe do a couple more weight benches. Cool. It's a very small yard, but it'll do until we get some other stuff sorted out. Right, next thing's next. I need to repair that little hole in the wall. There we go. So where do I want... Right, so we need a kitchen. The kitchen needs to be a fairly decent size. So I think here... That's gonna... Is it gonna be big enough though? Yeah, hold on. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's go 2 more. Because I can always add to this. Right, so this is going to be the kitchen. And I'll tell you what we could do, actually. Now I'm thinking. Is if we put a staff door. Well, we've got a staff door there. We put a staff door here. And then we run this fence. We actually move it to here. Then this can be sort of like a back door that only staff can use, but we have to make sure that prisoners, I mean, because that is a weak point now in the prison, so we have to be very careful that stuff. Yeah, and then they're also going to bring supplies. I don't think I like that. I think I'm going to scrap that idea actually. What we could do is move that. Yeah, that's what we'll do instead then. Is we're going to move that desk. So we'll just dismantle this desk, dismantle this. So supplies can get brought straight through this way, and the prisoners go through this way. That makes more sense to me. So we'll put the door there, and then we'll put the... Once that desks get shifted, move the desk just up here a little bit. Cool. Next, right, so we need to put a staff door here. We also need to start thinking about cookers, and let's allocate the rooms. If you allocate the room first, then the objects tab will automatically sort and try and find the things that you most likely need. So if I show you, if I set this as a kitchen, then we go down. If we go into objects, it actually highlights. See how the things like the cooker are highlighted? So I'm going to put a couple of kitchen sinks down the bottom here, with a couple of bins for all the scrapings as they're cleaning the things. This is where the food supplies kind of come in from, so we're going to build our little kind of freezer area here. That'll do. And then the cookers we will put down here. so they're nice and close to the door, so that once things get cooked, they can get taken straight out to the canteen area. Cool. Now obviously we'll probably need more cookers and more freezers and stuff as we go along, but as a start this is fine. Now, this is running but this isn't connected. So we're going to go back into utilities and have a little fiddle around with this. So that's the water pipe that will get connected now. And we're going to run water pipe. Now where are we going to run it? We'll run it just straight through here, that'll be fine. You have to be careful with the large pipe because when the prisoners start trying to dig tunnels, they use the large pipe as a way to dig under walls and stuff. Right, connect that, connect that. I'm not entirely sure if I have to connect the shower heads to the hot water supply or the cold water. I'm gonna have to go look that up because this whole new water system and the new weather system and the radiators and all that was all added like just fairly recently, and I have no idea how it works. So I'm gonna go and have to research that a little bit. I also need another pipe to run up here to those toilets. But like I said, I don't actually want the large pipe to go into the cell, otherwise they'll dig their way into it. So we'll just add that to there. Turn that to a big one actually. There we go. Okay, we only have 9 hours left, and also we're probably getting close to wrapping up, which will actually, if you think about it, work out quite well. I can kind of wrap up just as the new prisoners are about to arrive, and then that can be the opening for the next episode. Utilities. Yeah, hook all this stuff up to the electrical grid. So there we go. Like I said, stuff with like a little tab sticking out like that needs to actually be connected to the electrical grid. Anything that's just a light, you see how the little wire kind of comes out, does its own thing. So that's fine. We're almost done. 2 cooks, so let's get that done. There we go. I need to put some light in here as well, don't I? So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Ah, what am I doing? 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And that should be fine. See me being all funny about how my my lights are laid out. Okay, so we're going to move on and finish off the canteen, and then we've built a basic detention center, which I'm very excited about. When you knock holes in the wall, you have to relay the floor. It goes to concrete tiles, which looks ugly. Right, so what we're going to do in here, let's set the room to canteen. There we go. And we also need to go into utilities. So let's set down the serving tables. Going to fit 2 in? No, we're not going to be able to fit 2 in. Unless maybe I just build them like this. That seems like a clever way of doing it. And we'll put a wall behind that one. Cool. And then what we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of tab of wall there. And this can be where the entry is. And a very, very good trick if you're ever playing this game, and it's something I always recommend you do, is put in a metal detector into your canteen. A couple of reasons. 1, they will try and steal the cutlery and use it to dig tunnels. 2, they have to, every single prisoner has to pass through here at least 2 or 3 times a day, meaning that you are able to continuously check on these guys to make sure that they are not carrying contraband. I always actually have a sniffer dog stationed right here, right in the door as well, so they're getting not only checked for metal items, but getting checked for drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. It's a very good way of keeping the level low of drugs and weapons and things in your prison. If they get into the kitchen, they try and steal kitchen knives and stuff, and so it's it's a good way of making sure nobody's stealing stuff they shouldn't be. Right, last things last, we just need to put a couple of tables and stuff in. So we'll put one there, and let's put the benches in. Actually, should we build this the other way around? Build it like that, and then yeah, that looks okay. Put one there, and one here. Not really using the space very well though, am I? There's quite a lot of kind of dead space here. But I suppose that'll be where guards will be patrolling and stuff. So, last but not least, stick some lights in here. And then we should build a canteen. What's this missing? Oh, they just haven't placed those. So that should be basic detention center all wrapped up. And we've got 7 hours till these guys turn up, so we've got plenty of time left. We just need to put in some lights and this room's done. Here, and then we'll do over this side. And then one in the middle. Is that going to be... yeah, that'll work. One in the middle. And there we go. Detention center complete. That gives us 10,000, so we've still got plenty of money. Grant completion. Yeah, we've still got 10,000, well 13,000, so we're still good for money. And then, well, obviously we're going to start doing another grant in a minute. Let's have a look. Administration. That's like build a medical ward, all sorts of stuff. So we're slowly going to work our way through these. But I think, seeing as in the morning we're going to have the prisoners turning up, I need to go and check on the wiki whether I need to hook the water up to hot or cold for this. And I need to just finish laying a little bit more electrical cable. I'll do all those things in between episodes, but I'm going to wrap this up here, guys, because this has been a very good first episode with the prisoners turning up in the beginning of the next. It sounds like all good to me. So I hope you're enjoying this. I hope this is going to be a good news series. And if you are enjoying it, feel free to put a like or even subscribe. It does help the channel, guys, and I really appreciate it. And I'm going to leave things here. So I've been JDporkchop, and this has been Prison Architect.